Session 7. Sarah, 34 years old. Last week, Daniel was fired. The investigation was complete. The evidence was irrefutable. And Sarah went to pick up her daughter from school. Today, she tells us what came next. This is Session 7, in her own words.
Claire called on a Wednesday morning, 3 weeks after I walked out. I was sitting at my kitchen table working on a proposal when my phone rang, and she said, "Sarah, I have something for you. I think you're going to like it." The role was Director of Strategic Development at a company I had heard of but never worked with. A competitor of my old company, actually. Smaller but faster. The kind of place where ideas moved quickly and credit went to the person who earned it. Claire had described me to them before she even called me. She had sent them 3 examples of my work, without my knowledge, without my permission, but also without being wrong. They wanted to meet me the following Monday. I remember standing in front of my wardrobe that Sunday evening, trying to decide what to wear, and I realized I didn't own anything that felt like me. Everything I owned I had bought to fit into that office, that building, that world. Everything was chosen to be appropriate, inoffensive, invisible. I went shopping the next morning, an hour before the interview. I bought a jacket I would never have bought before, dark green, structured, the kind of jacket that doesn't ask for permission to be in a room. I wore it to the interview. There were 3 people in the room, the CEO, the head of operations, and someone from the board. They asked me about my experience, my methodology, my approach to strategic development, and I talked, really talked, the way I had never been able to talk in 8 years, because in 8 years, my talking had always been preparation for someone else's presentation. This time, I was the presentation. The CEO asked me at the end, "Why did you leave your last role?" I thought about how to answer that. I had prepared something careful, something professional, something that didn't give too much away. But I looked at him across that table and I thought, no, not anymore. I said, I spent 8 years building someone else's career. I decided it was time to build my own. He looked at me for a moment, and then he nodded, slowly, like something had just made sense to him. They offered me the role 4 days later. The salary was 40% higher than what I had been earning. The title was 2 levels above where I had been, and my name was on every single document from day 1. I accepted on a Friday afternoon. I called Claire. She said, "I told you people like you don't stay available for long." I laughed. For the first time in a very long time, I laughed. That evening, I made dinner for my daughter. Nothing special, pasta, the kind she liked with the sauce from the jar, because sometimes that's what Friday evenings are for. She sat at the table and told me about her day, something about a disagreement with her best friend, and a very complicated situation involving a borrowed eraser. And I sat across from her and I listened, really listened, the way I was learning to listen to everything now. Not strategically, not watchfully, just present. She looked up at me at some point and said, "Mummy, you look different." I said, "Do I?" She said, "Yes, you look like you again." I didn't say anything for a moment. I just looked at her, this 7-year-old person who had my eyes and her father's stubbornness, and apparently the ability to see things that took the rest of the world considerably longer to notice. I said, "I think I am me again." She nodded very seriously, like this was the correct answer, like she had been waiting for it. And then she asked for more pasta. I gave her more pasta, and I sat there in my kitchen on a Friday evening listening to my daughter eat. And I thought, 8 years. 8 years I was somewhere else, physically present, but somewhere else entirely, giving everything I had to a room I was never fully allowed into. And now I was here, in my kitchen, with my daughter, with a job that had my name on it, with a jacket I had chosen for myself hanging on the back of my chair. It wasn't triumph exactly. It didn't feel the way I thought it would feel. It felt quieter than that, steadier, like something had finally been put back in the right place after being slightly wrong for a very long time. I washed up, I put my daughter to bed, I read her 2 chapters of her book, I turned off her light, and then I went back to my kitchen and I sat at my table and I opened my laptop and I started working on something that had my name on it from the very first line, and I didn't stop until midnight.
You mentioned Claire had found something for you. Tell me about that.
Director of Strategic Development, a competitor of my old company, 40% salary increase, 2 levels above where I had been, and my name on every document from day one. Claire had sent them my work before she even called me. She said, "People like you don't stay available for long." She was right. I accepted on a Friday afternoon, and that evening I made pasta for my daughter and laughed for the first time in a very long time.
And how did it feel, walking into something that was entirely yours?
Quieter than I expected. I thought it would feel like winning, like a finish line, but it didn't feel like that at all. It felt like something being put back in the right place, like a correction, not a victory, just a correction. And my daughter looked at me that evening and said, "You look like you again." And I thought, yes, I think I am.
We'll continue next session. What Sarah is experiencing now is something psychologists call post-traumatic growth, not just recovery, but expansion. The research shows that people who have experienced systematic betrayal and survived it with their integrity intact often go on to build something far greater than what was taken from them. Next time, Daniel's wife calls.